name is Cleo, and Hi, my name is Cleo, and I pretty much have terrible phone anxiety. The thought of calling strangers kind of makes me want to cry. But I'm gonna force myself to get past that and call senators because the future's too important to just sit by and let it happen as it's happening. So first up is the opposition of the appointment of Rex Tillerson for what I think are obvious reasons, but I'm going to use this little handy script that a friend linked to me because otherwise I'm going to be going, I don't know what to say. So I'm going to call the Oregon number, the Oregon representative, which is Jeff Merkley. And if you want access, well, I don't know, I don't want to just put this Google app out there because I'm sure there's a lot of trolls out there, but if you search and you want to call your representatives, there's lots of resources online. A good one is, where's my mouse? callthemin.com, which you can put your email and your zip code and they'll send you emails with who, you know, what measures are being coming up and who you can call and script suggestions, because again, if you're like me, you're just gonna like freeze up and not know what to say, so the scripts are really helpful. Okay, I'm distracting myself and I have a training video playing and I hope that my child doesn't start screaming while I'm trying to do this, but he probably will. So, I've never done this before. I'm very nervous. 2, 4, 3, 7, 5, 3. Hi, I wanted to call and make a statement about Rex Tillerson. Okay, you're my first one, so I'm really nervous. I mean, you're already a Democrat, so it's probably not as big of a deal, but, so, you know, basically, I want to oppose his nomination for Secretary of State because he has absolutely no absolutely no international diplomacy experience, and we would be putting one of the most important jobs for national security and international relations, as well as the fourth in line to the presidency, in the hands of someone who has never held a diplomatic position of any kind, has close ties with Russia and Putin, as evinced by that wonderful SNL skit, has failed to submit his tax returns, that sounds familiar, and has a long list of conflicts of interest that could reasonably skew his judgment and decisions. In addition, one of our largest threats to security is the global warming crisis, of which Tillerson has tried to stop leading facts and science from prevailing in policymaking, and my child is being and blah blah blah. Basically, yeah, you know, and it's I don't think we can afford to be playing around with the environment. I mean, I just moved to Portland and it snowed, what, 10 inches, and first time in 8 years, and everyone around me is saying this is unprecedented. Not unprecedented, I'd like to say. It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. I don't want my 4-month or 5-month-old son to, you know, grow up in a post-apocalyptic world. So yeah, I just wanted to, you know, convey my opinions along to the senator and the representative. So thank you. Well, that's great. Now, if only we have a majority. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. I'm shaking right now, and that was an easy one. That was just someone that already believes that we should not oppose him. Now I'm gonna try the San Diego one, well, the California one, since I literally just moved out of there. Oh, the number's not on here. I will not try the San Diego one. Okay, so not much I can do about that. I'm not I mean, I'm sure the California one is Democratic anyway. See, that's something that kind of sucks about this, is that, I moved from San Diego, which is California, which is Democratic, to Portland, Oregon, which is Democratic. So me calling my representatives, they're kind of already, most of them, I mean, as this voting about trying to import medicine from Canada has proven, makes clear, not all Democrats are obviously on our side. In fact, a lot of them aren't. And I know that's why a lot of people, special people, voted for Trump, because they feel like they're being ignored, and they're gonna shake up Wall Street and shake up the Congress and blah blah blah. But the thing that I just can't wrap my head around, Trump supporter way they think, he is a born billionaire. He has been surrounded by money all his life. He has been claimed to be friends with a lot of the people that you supposedly hate. He used to say he was friends with the Clintons. And yet you're like, oh, he's totally gonna bring back jobs. He's gonna save us. I understand Trump supporters that you're desperate and you're basically like in a hole just looking for any kind of way to climb out of that hole. And not that me saying anything is going to change any opinions, but you're clawing at the wrong vine. You're clawing at a vine that, is pretending to be like, hey, I'll help you out of that hole, but that vine is a billionaire that doesn't give a shit about you. You're just a vote for him. You're just a vote. And I mean, unfortunately I waste a lot of time reading, comment threads and stuff like that, and it's always full of Trumperdingles, Trump fans who, like, oh, I'm drinking liberal tears, snowflake, you want to save space, without getting into the whole other subject of Trump supporters are the ones that are like, oh, liberal libtards, they all need safe spaces. You and your Führer are the ones that freak out over every perceived insult. Might want to rethink that whole, oh, libtards are the ones that need safe spaces. But I really want to just like fight fire with fire and be like, Republicans are stupid, Republicans are reactionary, Trump supporters, like that. I'm trying really hard not to follow that route. Not because I think that, oh, we can't be divisive, blah, blah, blah. Like, definitely I think you should put up with your, stick with your convictions, if that's what you logically believe. However, I know just human behavior, and this is something that, I've realized many years ago, and just further have had my opinions reinforced over the years. You will never change someone's mind by attacking them. You will never, like I've had conversations with, they call themselves pro-life, I call them forced birth, because they always cut funding to children, like Chip, just getting killed by the Republicans. But anyway, like conversations with people like that, and I'm not an expert. I'm not good at convincing people, but I'm good at not convincing people. Like, I'm good at knowing what doesn't convince people, and telling someone you're stupid, your opinion is wrong, is not going to change your mind. And that is, unfortunately, that's a big roadblock that we're running into with this election, and with what it's revealed of this country, and like, do I believe, I mean, this is all stuff that a lot of people have already said, but do I believe that every Trump supporter is a racist, xenophobic, sexist, blah, blah, blah? No. I know a lot of Trump supporters, like I said, they're in the Rust Belt or whatever, and they feel like they haven't had they're living paycheck to paycheck, and, they feel ignored by Wall Street, and you know, I'm not going to disagree. You know, Clinton, not an ideal choice either. A lot of problems with her, but still not as bad as Trump. But I understand that, you know, I'm going from, I'm going to throw out that word that, you know, Republicans are going to be like, oh, snowflake. I'm recognizing my privilege. I was born and raised in Southern California, now I'm in Portland, and I know that, you know, I've had more safety nets. Ugh. Oh my God, baby. This is one of the main reasons I waited so long to call, in addition to my extreme phone anxiety. Where was I? Yes, Trump supporters. I understand that Trump supporters, you know, feel ignored, and that basically voting for Trump was just a shot in the dark, you know, desperate attempt to be heard. But he's not going to help you. His cabinet picks should make that evident enough. I mean, it's almost funny, except it's terrifying how he really does seem to be picking the worst people for every post. I mean, you know, the guy he's picking for the energy board is a climate change denier and has actively tried to close. He said he wanted to close the very department that he's getting supposedly appointed to. Back before, he said that he wanted to get rid of it. And, you know, Rex Tillerson is, I mean, maybe you're too young or maybe you're too insulated to remember this, but ExxonMobil, they were one of the biggest companies that everyone hated for so long because of how they dealt with, you know, the crash in 2008 and everything like that. Like, even beyond the fact that, you know, they have all this data on climate change and now they're being ordered to hand it over, but like I said, it's almost funny, except that it's terrifying. And all this stuff with Russia is very, it started out kind of funny, and then it's getting scarier and scarier, because the truth is, bad shit is happening in Russia. Russia is, you know, Putin is breaking right, you know, he's committing war crimes left and right. He is, you know, targeting civilians and just like terrible stuff that, you know, if you're a Trump supporter and you are the racist kind, you're probably like, oh, towel heads, I don't care, they should all die. Well, I can't address you. You're so deep in your hatred and bigotry that you're like unreachable. But to those who maybe are a little bit willing to talk about this, just, you know, picture it here, you know, picture it happening to here. You know, someone wants to attack, like, not like a crazy nation that, you know, will do anything to further their goals, but like one that we maybe used to have good relations with, like Russia. Well, good is a relative term. You know, imagine if they suddenly were like, oh, we're gonna, you know, kill your children, you know, your wives and children to get at your military leaders. Like, that would be especially heinous. I don't know. I'm not, you know, I'm not a political orator. I'm not good at, you know, putting my many thoughts on the subject into cohesive talk. I just know that, you know, not even since November, since this whole election cycle began, I mean, you know, before Bernie got snubbed and before all this other stuff, you know, I've been reading the comment threads, and yeah, I know people, you know, go off the hook on social media because they feel there's no accountability, so they can just say whatever they want, but I've always been a misanthrope. I've always had a pretty negative opinion of most humans, but at the same time, I still had a little bit of a hope for humanity. I still felt that, like, yeah, a lot of these people have these like hidden hatreds, but, you know, in their actual interaction with people, you know, most people are not gonna overtly be an asshole. I've come to realize that was naive of me. And especially now, especially with the validation of these horrible opinions by electing Trump, by electing, you know, someone who, you know, has audio proof of how he treats women, and, you know, has himself stood on the podium and talked about, you know, let's target this minority, let's target that minority, and all his little sycophantic followers, yeah, the problem's on them. I mean, you know, I am a Bernie fan, and even I got sick of hearing that same, you know, top 1% of the bottom 40, whatever, the quote that you hear over and over, but he's fucking right. Why? Oh, Trump supporters. Dear Trump supporters. Why are you letting yourself be so easily tricked into blaming people that have 0.0001%, if anything, to do with your troubles? Why are you not directing your hatred and your anger at the fucking elites? You know, the billionaires and the lobbyists and stuff that are directly responsible for your misery. I don't understand. Like, I wish I had magic powers and could just, like, cast a spell over the whole country and just have everybody, I'm including, you know, diehard liberals in that too, just take a chill pill and reevaluate why you feel the way you feel. Make sure that your hatreds and your biases, and we all have biases, we all have things we're bigots about, make sure that they make logical sense, you know, make sure that you're not being misdirected by people who excel at misdirecting to hate the wrong people. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm scared for the future. That's the thing. I mean, yesterday I don't cry very often. I very seldom cry, except if I'm, like, nervous. Like, that crying, yeah. But, like, upset crying, I very seldom do. I mean, even when Trump won, I was just so full of rage, I didn't cry. I cried yesterday. Reading the multiple reports from multiple sources. Sorry, Trump, you can't call them all fake news, much as you like to try to be Putin. Reporting on how the Republicans, you know, they put forth their vote-a-rama and they just shot down every single amendment put forth by the Democrats to try to save at least part of the ACA, aka Obamacare. Yes, it's the same thing. And I mean, I know, like, as these articles have said, the reasons the Democrats put these amendments forth is to make it explicitly clear, yes, Republicans really do hate you if it saves them some money. You know, they said, I don't have it in front of me, but they turned down, like I said, they turned down getting medicine for cheaper from Canada. They turned down keeping the pre-existing clause thing. And remember that a lot of insurance people consider a pregnancy a pre-existing cause. That means that, you know, if you have MS